Hi, my name is Thuy from Helpage International in Vietnam. Welcome to our presentation on the development and promotion of the Intergenerational Self-Help Club, or in short, it's ISHC development model in Vietnam, which aims to enhance the community capacity to help themselves. As you know, Vietnam is rapidly aging. Currently, there are more than 12 million old people, and it will be close to 32 million by 2069. However, Vietnam is still a low middle-income country and has very limited resources to properly respond to and take advantage of rapid aging. So, getting old before getting rich would bring huge challenges for the country. Therefore, Vietnam has decided to invest in the ISHC model to respond and take advantage of rapid aging. Before we go to the latest ISHC development model, we need to go back at the very beginning, more than 15 years ago. At that time, our development approach was to establish various types of old people's OPA to support the project implementation. For example, if the project is focusing on health and care, then the project would form OPA focusing on health and care. If the project is about livelihood, we would form OPA focusing on livelihood. We were very proud of our OPA's work, but had lingering questions. First, whether we're meeting the needs of the people or just the needs of the project. Second, what happened after the project ends? Will the OPA continue to be active? And the third, why aren't we seeing any local buy-in? So in 2005, we did a review of the OPA model in Vietnam and found that most of our OPA were very project or donor driven. It normally has only one or two focus areas. The projects were mostly led by project staff. Beneficiaries were mostly passive. Therefore, there were weak local ownership, self-help, and sustainability. We did not have any exit strategy, and we were not able to go beyond the pilot stage. Our OPA model were expensive, not affordable, and too technical for the country to replicate. Therefore, we did not have example of local buy-in to our OPA model. The review came up with 3 key recommendations. First, the model needs to have a strong and wider buy-in. It should be relevant, meeting the needs of the beneficiaries, communities, and in line with the government priority. Second, the model should be durable to have long-lasting impact. And third, the model should be scalable, meaning that it should be affordable, standardized, and has supporting policy. Taking these 3 recommendations, the Intergenerational Self-Help Clubs or ISHC development model was developed. The ISHC development model is a development initiative that provides control of the development process, resources, and decision-making authority directly to community groups. The underlying assumption of the ISHC development model are that the communities are the best judge of how their life can be improved, and if provided with adequate training, information, opportunities, and resources, they can organize themselves to provide for their immediate and long-term needs and development. Moreover, ISHC development models are motivated by their trust in people, and hence it advocates for the people's full participation and ownership as a powerful force for development. By treating people as assets and partners in the development process, we can make the model be responsive to local demand, and it is more inclusive and cost-effective compared to traditional development model. There is a standard ISHC organizational structure which has been designed to promote full local participation and ownership of the ISHC model. A typical ISHC has around 50 to 70 members and is based at village or community level. The club membership has 70% requirements. The first is about 70% of the club members are older people. Second, around 70% are women, and third, around 70% of the members are socially and economically disadvantaged people. The ISHC is managed by a club management board. They are elected every 2 years by their members, and at least 50% of the board members are women. The members are divided into neighborhood groups, and each group has their own group leaders. The members are encouraged to form and participate in various interest groups that are under the club, such as social and country group, physical exercise and sport groups, home care volunteer group, and others. The ISHC model is designed to be attractive for young and old, men and women, poor and non-poor, and people living in rural, urban, and mountainous communities. Normally, the ISHC have at least 8 core components, which is based on the top needs of the member and communities, which are, first, social and cultural component. It consists of having fun with games and team building activities, cultural performance, home visit, and lastly, exchange and sharing between the ISHC and other groups in the communities. Second, livelihood support, which include self-managed revolving fund schemes, awareness on poor and age-friendly livelihood support groups, and livelihood volunteers. The third component is healthy and active aging, which consists of regular physical exercise and sport, monthly health screening, health and self-care awareness through conduct talks, and lastly, conducting health check-up and improved access to health insurance and medical reference. The fourth component is community-based care, which provide various services for those in need, including social care, personal care, medical care, and lastly, the living support services. And over the years, the ISHC have become the largest community-based care providers in the country. Component 5 is self-help and community development. Every month, the club have activities to help each other and help community as a whole. This can be in cash and in-kind donations, in labor contribution, technical support. Component 6 is lifelong learning, which consists of monthly meeting of sharing in the monthly ISHC meeting, study visits and exchange, and intergenerational cross-learning and sharing. Component 7 is right and entitlement, which include awareness on right and entitlement, monitor the implementation of programs and policy, provide legal support services, and lastly, have regular dialogue with local authorities. The last and the 8th component is the resource mobilization, which consists of 4 main sources for the ISHC income, including local donation. It can be in cash, in kind, or in labor donation. Membership fee, revolving fund scheme interest, and lastly is a collective income generating activities. A typical ISHC will be financially sustainable when it is about 1 or 2 years old. So why ISHC model? To respond to this question, all we need to do is to gather the evidence of the impact of the ISHC model. These are the results of the 3 recent ISHC projects implemented in 10 provinces in Vietnam, with a total funding of about $3.2 million, which enabled the project to establish 567 ISHC at the cost of less than $5,800 per ISHC. The ISHC had a total of more than 30,000 members, of which 75% of the members and 56% of the management board were women. The project directly benefited more than 607,000 people. After 2 years, the average increase in member annual income was close to 60%. More than 750 social and cultural groups were formed. More than 97% of the members reporting practicing regular exercise at least 3 times per week, and more than 1,000 sport and exercise groups were formed. The ISHC have conducted more than 90,000 health checkups. On average, each member received 3 health checkups per year, and close to 100% of the ISHC members have received regular health awareness information, and health insurance coverage rate was close to 98%. The ISHC has more than 5,000 home care volunteers, providing regular care services to more than 3,300 beneficiaries, and more than 5,600 self-help and community development initiatives have been conducted. The ISHC have managed to raise more than $1 million. More than 22,000 people have received legal support services. Now, looking at the impact level result, close to 99% of the members reported feeling happier, close to 96% reported improved solidarity, 93% reported having increased self-confidence, 91% reported increased empowered, and more than 90% the members reported being healthier, and close to 90% of the members reported being wealthier. We are very happy to see that from an international funded model, now ISHC has become national government model with clear targets set in the government policy. The Prime Minister already issued 2 decisions approving the national ISHC replication project. The National Program on Older People for 2021-2030 also has a target that by 2030, at least 80% of the communes would have ISHC. And the Vietnam Association of the Elderly is assigned by the government to take lead in ISHC development in partnership with other ministries and sectors. The finance for the ISHC is from various sources, including the government, mass organization, communities, club members themselves, and the private sectors. The inclusion of the ISHC as a national target has enabled the rapid growth of ISHC throughout the country. By August 2021, 3,842 ISHC have been established in 61 out of 63 provinces and cities in the country. With the second phase of ISHC replication project, the country aims to increase the number of ISHC to 6,500 by the end of 2025. The ISHC development model has won many awards and recognitions, such as the Grand Prize winner for the first Healthy Aging Prize for Asian Innovations. The model was selected as best practice in achieving SDGs by UNDESA. Best practice in healthy aging in 6 WHO publications, best practice in World Bank and JICA publication, and in many other publications. In conclusion, the ISHC is a multifunctional, attractive, dynamic, and sustainable model. It is cost-effective and replicable for low and low-middle-income countries like Vietnam. It has shown to be the best model so far in Vietnam to respond to the challenges and take advantage of rapid aging in limited resources of Vietnam. It fits well with cultural, social, and economic features of the country. It can work well in various settings, including rural, mountainous, and urban areas, where older people are actors of change, who can help themselves and help others. Thank you.